Hi, people of Hope. It's Pastor Sarah with your daily devotional. One of my favorite Psalms to read and to pray on is Psalm 139. It talks about how God has fearfully and wonderfully made each and every one of us. It lifts up each and every person and how uniquely God has made us, how He's formed us, and how He's written each day of our lives. However, sometimes I get just caught up in the first part of Psalm 139. It's about how God just knows us so well, better than we know ourselves, and what that means for us. Hear these words. "O Lord, you have searched me and known me. You know when I sit down and when I rise up. You discern my thoughts from afar. You search out my path and my lying down, and are acquainted with all my ways. Even before a word is on my tongue, behold, O Lord, you know it altogether. You hem me in, behind and before, and lay your hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me. It is high. I cannot attain it." As I hear these words of how well God knows us, He knows what we're about to say before we even speak it, I think of all the things that I tried to hide in the darkest corners of my heart and my soul. And yet God sees it. He knows it. He knows all the darkest moments of our lives. He also knows all the joys. He knows all the good things, all of the blessings, all of the things that bring a smile to our face, all the wonderful moments that we get to experience with our family and friends and in this world. And what I love is verse 5, where it says that even knowing all this, all the dark stuff, all the good things, that you hem me in behind and before, and lay your hand upon me. When I hear this, God knowing all the bad stuff as well as all the good stuff, and yet God hems me in and lays a hand on me, I think of God's grace. God knew all of the ups and downs that we will experience in this world, all the ways in which we will stumble, we will fail and fall. And yet He still lays His hand on us and He blesses us. He hems us in behind and before. I read a devotional recently where they describe this hemming in behind and before as like a warm blanket being wrapped around you. That God's grace is like a warm blanket wrapped around you in the winter. And I love that imagery of just being wrapped up in God's grace, because then it makes verse 6 make so much sense, which is like, knowing all the good and all the bad, God, you wrap me up in your grace, and you see me and you love me. And God, that's just too wonderful for me to think about. It's just thoughts that are just too high to attain. I can't even imagine. I am awe-inspired, God. So know this today, that God sees you. He knows all the good. He knows all the bad. And He hems you in. He wraps you up in His grace. He lays a hand on you. And He loves you. All of this we know for sure because of His Son, Jesus Christ. So be wrapped up in that truth today. Be wrapped up in God's grace. And know that you are loved and you are blessed. God bless you. God keep you. See you soon.